Jim Jones and Chrissy Lampkin have been through a lot over the years. Their relationship has seen many highs and lows, with the public often watching every move. The couple first became widely known when they appeared on Love and Hip Hop, New York. From the start, it was clear that their love story was anything but smooth. They had to deal with not only personal challenges, but also outside influences like family issues, public pressure, and constant rumors. After being together for 15 years, Chrissy recently announced that she was ending things with Jim. The breakup came as a surprise to many fans, especially those who had followed their journey from the beginning. For Chrissy, this wasn't just about leaving a long-term relationship, it was about choosing peace and self-respect after years of emotional ups and downs. However, just when it seemed like things might finally settle down between them, a new controversy shook everything up again. Late one night, Jim Jones was spotted arriving at a fancy hotel restaurant with Brooke Bailey, another reality TV personality. What made this night even more intense was that Chrissy happened to be dining at the same place alone. She had no idea that Jim and Brooke would be there. According to people who witnessed the scene, Chrissy tried her best to stay calm and mind her own business. She focused on her meal and avoided any interaction with the pair. After all, this was her first time seeing Jim in person since their breakup, so emotions were likely running high. She didn't want to cause a scene and hoped the evening would pass without problems. But things quickly took a turn. As Chrissy prepared to leave the restaurant, Jim allegedly made a loud comment that echoed one of Chrissy's recent Instagram posts. After the breakup, she had shared a quote that said, "The best way to predict your future is to create it." Many saw this as her way of saying she was finally ready to move forward without Jim. That night at the restaurant, Jim reportedly repeated the quote, but not in a kind or respectful way. Witnesses said he laughed while saying it, clearly making fun of Chrissy's attempt to move on. His words and tone were described as mocking, and they hit a nerve. Chrissy didn't take the disrespect lightly. Sources say she was clearly hurt by Jim's attitude and tone. What started as an awkward moment soon turned into a full-blown argument. According to several accounts, the two exchanged angry words right there in the restaurant. Things got so heated that some even said there was a brief physical scuffle before the restaurant staff stepped in to calm everyone down. In the end, Chrissy left the hotel upset and frustrated, while Jim stayed behind and continued his dinner with Brooke as if nothing had happened. For many, that moment was shocking not just because of what happened, but because it showed how deep the tension still was between the former couple. It didn't take long for news of the fight to spread online. Fans and followers quickly took to social media platforms like Instagram and X, formerly Twitter, to talk about what happened. Reactions were mixed, but many people supported Chrissy for walking away from the drama. Some praised her for finally putting herself first after so many years in a difficult relationship. Others criticized Jim, saying his behavior showed a lack of maturity and respect. One user commented that mocking Chrissy's Instagram post was a sign that he hadn't grown up, while another said, "She should have left him years ago. This is what happens when you stay in a toxic relationship too long." Speculation about Jim's connection with Brooke Bailey only added more fuel to the fire. Some people believed that Chrissy was even more upset because Jim was spending time with another woman so soon after their breakup. The idea that he had moved on so quickly bothered many fans, and it sparked even more conversation about whether or not his relationship with Brooke had started before his split with Chrissy. Since the incident, Chrissy hasn't said much publicly. Apart from a few posts that seem to show she's moving forward with her life, she hasn't given any interviews or made any statements. One quote that's been shared widely from her page is the same one Jim mocked that night: "The best way to predict your future is to create it." That message has taken on new meaning for many of her supporters, becoming a symbol of strength and self-worth. It's clear that Chrissy is focused on building a new life for herself, one where she no longer has to deal with the emotional roller coaster she experienced with Jim. Her decision to leave after so many years wasn't easy, but it shows that she's ready for peace, growth, and personal happiness. Jim and Chrissy's relationship has always been complicated. Fans have watched them deal with everything from trust issues to family drama, especially with Jim's outspoken mother, known as Mama Jones. One of the most unforgettable moments in their story was when Chrissy proposed to Jim. It was bold, emotional, and broke traditional expectations. But despite the heartfelt gesture, the wedding never happened. Over time, it became clear that Jim wasn't ready to fully commit, and Chrissy grew tired of waiting. Their time on reality shows like Marriage Boot Camp and Love and Hip Hop, Family Reunion only confirmed the cracks in their relationship. Viewers saw how deeply they cared for each other, but also how different their needs and goals had become. They had moments of passion, laughter, and love, but also serious arguments and painful disappointments. The emotional back and forth kept fans invested in their story, but it also left many wondering why they stayed together for so long if things were so unstable. After the restaurant confrontation, Chrissy's decision to move forward on her own became even more important. It's no longer just about leaving Jim, it's about finding herself. She's setting boundaries, choosing peace, and proving that healing is possible even after 15 years of heartbreak. Fans who have followed her since the beginning admire her strength. They've seen her support Jim through everything, and now they're watching her finally support herself. Whether or not she speaks out publicly about the restaurant fight, her actions are sending a clear message. She's done with the chaos. As for Jim, he hasn't addressed the situation either. His decision to stay at the hotel with Brooke after the argument didn't sit well with many fans. It raised questions about whether he feels any regret or if he even takes the breakup seriously. While some believe he might try to win Chrissy back eventually, others think he's too stuck in his ways to change. His behavior at dinner made many people wonder if he truly respects Chrissy and the relationship they once had. By laughing at her and showing no signs of remorse, it seemed like he was brushing off everything they'd been through together. Whether he realizes the damage he caused or not, his actions left a strong impression on those watching. For now, it's hard to say what the future holds for Jim and Chrissy. Some believe their story isn't over yet, that they might find their way back to each other after some time apart. Others think Chrissy has finally had enough and is ready to close this chapter for good. The truth is, it's tough to walk away from someone you've spent that much time with. The emotional ties run deep, and even when things get messy, those feelings don't just disappear. That's what makes breakups like theirs so difficult to navigate, especially in the public eye. Even if reconciliation happens someday, it would take a lot of healing, change, and honest effort. Until then, Chrissy seems focused on her own journey, and fans are supporting her every step of the way. Whether they ever reunite or not, Jim and Chrissy's story still holds people's attention. The unexpected fight at the restaurant, Jim's connection with Brooke, and Chrissy's silent strength all continue to fuel discussion online. Everyone is watching closely to see what happens next. Some believe Chrissy will never look back, while others think Jim might try to fix things eventually. But whatever comes next, it's clear that the love and drama between them are still very real and very unfinished. In a world where emotions are raw and history runs deep, their relationship remains one of the most talked about in reality TV. Time will tell whether their paths will cross again in love or just in more conflict. Until then, fans are keeping an eye out for the next twist in the ongoing saga of Jim Jones and Chrissy Lampkin. And that brings us to the end of this wild ride through the ups and downs of Jim Jones and Chrissy Lampkin's relationship. From reality TV fame to real-life heartbreak, we've seen it all: love, loyalty, betrayal, and now, what looks like a fresh start for Chrissy. After 15 years of standing by Jim through thick and thin, Chrissy is finally choosing herself. And whether you're a longtime fan or just catching up, you have to admit watching someone reclaim their peace and power is pretty inspiring. She's not just walking away from a relationship, she's walking toward growth, healing, and peace of mind. Jim, on the other hand, still has fans confused. Is he moving on with Brooke Bailey or just playing games? Only time will tell. But what's clear is that his actions haven't exactly shown maturity or respect lately. And while we don't know what's next for him, it's safe to say Chrissy isn't waiting around to find out. Whether they eventually reconnect or stay apart for good, their story is a reminder that love isn't always enough. Sometimes, you have to let go of the past to make room for something better. Thanks for sticking with me through all the twists and turns of this drama-filled love story. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more deep dives into your favorite reality TV moments and celebrity scandals. Hit that notification bell so you never miss the latest updates. Until next time, stay tuned, stay messy, and remember, peace of mind is always worth the drama it took to get there.